I can't talk about snugging anymore. Let's get into our top 5. No. Don't be sorry. I loved. No. We're talking about our top 5 countdown of worst disaster movies. And I want to assure you, Paul, especially anybody who's watching this as a clip, I'm not upset you told me that story. I am so glad you shared it. Now I know your fear, and I won't use it against you.
That's fair.
At all. There will never be laundry detergent delivered to your home.
You're gonna bring like dress shields with that motherfucker to me and shit.
This is. I might ask Sam if I can do that iron-on trick from Jackass, and it's just going to be snugging on every shirt you own. Just looking at you, going. I don't even know if that's the right one. I think it's the Pillsbury Doughboy that I'm quoting. I don't even.
They sound similar. They sound too similar. It's kind of fucked up because he's trying to get in your head, make you think he's friendlier. He's not fucking friendlier. Pillsbury Doughboy is adorable.
He like grabs the thing. He's like, isn't he?
Right? Like, yeah. He just jizzed in all your fucking clothes.
The only bear that can wall me with jokes is Fozzie Bear.
Oh, Fozzie Bear. Fuck yeah.
Oh, Fozzie Bear. Every time you have a good conversation going, I'm just going to...
Can just imagine next time we're together, you're going to be like, haha, I pulled that prank on Paul. Then you're going to be like, now he smells like piss.
Why are my clothes wet?
You're going to be like, why are you not hydrated? This should not... Have you had asparagus all week? What happened? Just drinking C4s only? I'll be like, probably.
Oh my God, don't do that. And anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, go back and watch the full podcast because you'll find out. All right, number 5 on our lists. What you got for me? What's your number 5 worst disaster?
Geostorm sucked me. I couldn't stand Geostorm. They almost made it realistic enough where I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. But then they just made it dramatic and they tried to have a twist that didn't make sense. I don't know. It was bad. Did not.
Nothing wrong with that. I get that. It didn't make my list, but it's up there. Into the Storm was one too. That was just kind of like, I don't know. But my number 5, I went with Moonfall.
You didn't like Moonfall?
No, that was terrible.
Okay.
And it annoys me because I liked the idea. The idea that there's something in the moon and it's coming after us and we have to and it's causing havoc. Like I love that idea. Poorly executed.
Okay.
Just in my opinion, I just say poorly executed, and it's got a good cast. I didn't mind the cast, but I just don't think it hit well. But yeah, that's my number 5. What's your number 4, sir?
It's another Gerald Butler movie. It's Greenland.
You like it, huh?
I thought it was a boring version of Deep Impact. But we're going to fucking Greenland. And I was like, this is fucking boring as shit. I don't know.
That's fair. Greenland is the hot topic now. So I guess they're onto something. They know something. Number 4 for me was Pompeii.
Okay.
So that's 2 in a row. I think that have Game of Thrones people in them. But yeah, Pompeii, I just couldn't do it. Not for me. It didn't hit. What do you think of it?
No, I didn't think it was needed how they did it. I didn't need a side story for how that actually played out. Like they could just had everyday people living, make a cool environment or this and that going everyday life. And then I didn't need this love story and all this extra shit. It's like, okay, cool. Thanks for.
And I wouldn't have minded the love story if the movie was on the level of Gladiator.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that epic type of movie, which I think if you're going to do a movie about Pompeii and how it ends, it's got to be that level.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting story to tell, but it just was not done. All right. So what is your number 3, sir?
Number 3 is Poseidon. So I went with a tidal wave movie. I just didn't care for it. I love the actors.
The original?
The original was what was it? Something Poseidon.
Poseidon Adventure.
Thank you. That I actually enjoyed Poseidon Adventure, but I didn't enjoy just Poseidon. I don't know. It just didn't click with me.
I'm gonna be honest. I know I saw it. I saw it in theaters. I like Kurt Russell, so check it out. It's complete. I don't remember it. I mean, I remember the Poseidon Adventure, so I do remember the boat capsizing and some of the adventure, but it's not memorable like the original was for me.
Right.
So I definitely agree with you there, but it's not memorable at all, honestly. My number 3 is Don't Look Up. I talked about it earlier. Just the comet coming to hit Earth and everything's gone. It was that movie was terrible, but just to end it the way they did, I was like, you making volcanoes look good. So what's you number 2, sir?
Number 2, I put Crawl.
Interesting. So a flood hurricane type movie, huh?
Yeah. It was between that and Hurricane Heist that I also just didn't really care for as much, but yeah, Crawl. it's where they decide to do a heist during a hurricane, so then it's under the cover of that, and it's Fast and Furious meets the tornado movie you were talking about earlier. I Have a Storm.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's like those two combined, and you're like, what the fuck is this for? And
yeah, there are some that they just take them to weird place. Like the Twister ripoffs are the worst.
Yeah,
and like Twister made tornado, like actual real tornadoes made tornadoes scary. But in movies, for people who didn't grow up around those areas, that movie was what sunk tornadoes for you. Which comes to my next one. Okay. My number 2. I have 2 down. Do you think The Happening counts as a disaster?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm going with the Happening. The other one was Sharknado, the time travel one. I didn't even
time travel one. Yeah.
I was like, that's like probably the worst thing that's ever happened to tornadoes. But yeah, The Happening, if that can stay, is 1,000%. In fact, I would make it number 1, but this other one really got to me. But I'm glad you counted it because it deserves to be on this stupid list. The worst.
What about The Happening do you hate?
Everything.
Okay. Oh,
everything. Everything. I'm passionately saying that. It was. I might watch Flight Risk again with Mark Wahlberg, which was on the level of acting for him. Preview to Friday. I might watch that before I'd ever watch The Happen. That was Hey, Troy, what's going on, man? How you doing? And T-Jack says, supply scare movies. You go to the store and there's no bread and milk. That happens all too often. Eggs right now flying off the shelf. I just want a sandwich. But yeah, I just. God,
I got you. No, because The Happening for me, that's my. If I have a fever, I'm specific about sicknesses in certain movies. That's my go-to to put on because it puts me to sleep. Because it's not a great movie. Like I'll knock out before he's done talking about the fucking bees and all that, and he's like hiding from the principal. I'm like, I have a fever. Then I'm out like a light.
I get that. Just every line he had in that movie. Would everybody just shut up for a second? I'm doing science. Like what? Science cannot be explained, or nature can't be explained by science. That was a line they had an actor pretending to be a scientist say. Nature can't be explained by science. What's it explained by? Fucking fiction. Like M. Night Shyamalan did no research for that movie. He literally came up with like, who should be a bad guy in my next movie? The Wind.
Yeah. God. I think we got to do an episode just about M. Night, but I think, unfortunately, in my opinion, I think he got caught up in his own haze after The Sixth Sense, and he thought he was on a different caliber that I'm not saying he's not capable of, but I don't think he was ever able to accomplish consistently. But he thought all of this stuff would be gold and just started throwing shit out, and he's just consistently has gone downhill.
I would say yes to all of that, except that after The Sixth Sense, everybody was like, this dude is a filmmaking genius, and he is above average filmmaker. He's an auteur. I'll give him that. Genius? No, he never lived back up to it. In fact, I don't think Sixth Sense is his best movie by far. I think Unbreakable is one of his best movies. I do think Signs is a great movie. I think Signs, I think they got away with the twist ending in Unbreakable because it was very subtle and you could see it throughout. Like, if you're especially a superhero fan, plus not enough people saw the movie. But then you get to Signs and that has a twist ending as well. And he was like, I swear to God, I know the studios were forcing him to do twist endings. Like, this is your thing. You're the new Ron Sterling. And he got all into it and it just didn't work.
Right.
He still does twists and they've gotten better because they've gotten more subtle. He's not chasing Sixth Sense anymore, but I think Signs is his best twist in my opinion.
Okay.
Because he peppered it in throughout. And like he did that with The Sixth Sense too. And he got us. I don't care what Dan says, even though Dan says he knew it. He got us. But I think Signs was a better twist all around.
Right.
And how it all sort of worked. But anyway, what's your number 1?
I went with an alien film. I can't stand Battle Los Angeles to save my life. That is an atrocious alien movie or end of the world movie, whatever you want to put it under. It's bad.
I watched that at a Planet Fitness while I was on a treadmill. I watched the entire thing. I stood on that elliptical treadmill and then stairs. So like I was in there for a while, but and the bike. So like I was in there for the whole movie. I did all my cardio that day. And I don't disagree. In fact, I forgot that existed. Like it was bad. But that is not my number one. My number one is Stars the Rock. It is San Andreas. It was almost Skyscraper, but I was like, San Andreas is way worse.
Yeah.
And in the end, he said it. He says it in the end, and it drives me nuts. And I'm going to finish off on this one. He actually says the words when they're asked, what do we do next? As soon as the female character goes, what are we going to do next? I'm like, first of all, this helicopter pilot, which nothing against helicopter pilots, far more advanced human beings than I am. But this helicopter pilot just looks at everybody and is like, we rebuild. It's like, who the hell's following you? Like, not because you're a helicopter pilot. That's not what I mean. But like, your family, you were all about saving your family. It's like, what are you about, man? Get out of here. Like, we rebuild. It's like, okay, president. It's only in California. Calm down. You're not even the governor.
You're not wrong.
So that really just like drove me nuts, man. But that is our top 5 countdown of our worst disaster movies. I think it's a pretty solid list. Go check it out. If you're watching this as a clip, you want to go back and watch the whole conversation because we get crazy. But it is time. Remember to take care of yourselves because that's so important. Be kind and stay classy, and I will talk to you guys so soon. Bye.